Funny, okay?
Don't quit your day job.
Thank you, sir.
Voice acting.
Well said. Well said. Diction was good, too.
Mr. Cullen? Excuse me. Mr. Cullen, I have a question. Do you have any side projects, television, movies, literature, etc.?
Let's see.
What's up there?
Eeyore.
Eeyore. Hello, thanks for noticing. I just finished doing the trailer and promos for the day after tomorrow.
I know it! Yeah!
Where will you be? And yeah, better than the movie. Hey, I did my job. Get him in, Pete. Get him in. Okay, here we go. Day after tomorrow. Be there. Boy.
How did you feel about the cancellation of the series? Like, the series was canceled before they could incorporate Optimus Prime's Power Master feature?
I was looking forward to a new series so I could pay for my analyst. I was very overcome by grief and terrible misfortune. Nobody recognized me anymore. I had nobody to write to. I had nowhere to go. It was a very sad period of my life. It was very sad. Had no idea. Never got a fan letter. Never received one. Had no idea we were popular. I didn't even know people watched the show. And, you know, being voiceover, who recognizes you anyway? Yeah. Check, please. I know your voice. You're Optimus Prime. I don't think so. Yes, sir.
Hi, Mr. Cullen. It's an honor and pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask some questions about the industry. How did you first get started in the voiceover industry? What were some of your first characters? And what were some of the characters you didn't get?
Oh, good. I don't know how many of you have ever heard a cartoon character in a comic book called Gerald McBoing Boing. When I was a kid, I had a peculiar talent. I could mimic a sound after hearing it. Don't ask me why or how it happened, but when I was just very young, I could do it. My mother used to say, "Don't do that, you're going to ruin your voice." But I could do foghorn, you know, a little kid, and I could make my voice 3 to 4 times lower, like foghorn did in those, I forget the Looney Tunes. Tongue down here like this, remember? You gotta talk like that. But I could throw my voice that way. And I was really good with animals. I mean, I could hear a dog, and I could do that dog, or do a cat, or kittens, cows. Worked a lot on farms and ranches and stuff, and could do stallions, mares, little colts, fillies. Could do the pigs, could do the cows, and you know, I'd walk into a barn sometime, there'd be a whole bunch of cows standing there, and I'd make a loud noise, and they all look at me. And then I would go into characters. I would just make up characters as I went along. And one in particular I cared for was, I guess, probably about 10 or 11 years old, not so long after the Second World War, in a large barn with all these cows staring at me, and I would go into a German dialect, and I'd have their their perfect attention, and I would, give them orders and tell them what to do and stuff like this. And when I walk down, they just follow me like this. I'll pay attention now. I'm talking to you. Silence. Quiet. I want you to speak, I ask. Anyway, started like that. I would entertain myself. I was alone a lot.
Hello, I know you're sick of this at this point, but this really, truly is an honor. This is my very first Botcon, so it's great to meet Optimus Prime and Ironhide. And because of the honor, it's part of the reason I'm afraid to ask this particular question. Another reason is I'm predicting a lot of boos, but what did you feel about the character of Rodimus Prime? Because a lot of fans, such as myself and my sister here, feel he got a bad rap. And as long as we're cutting lines, could you say there's a thin line between being a hero and being a memory?
There is a thin line between being a hero and a memory. Autobots, transform!
Hi, my name's Ben, and it's an honor to meet you, and I have to say your Eeyore is the best ever. And the Transformers is the coolest cartoon ever made in history. And I also had a request for you to say "until all are one" to wrap that up. And I also had a question about your feelings about where your character has been going in the last, since the season, since he died, with the game, the new toys, and all that.
Well, to answer the latter part of your question, I couldn't, because I have no idea. Merchandising, I have no partake in or any of that. I have no decisionary process as to what they're going to do with the character. I am hired on a daily basis. I go in, I do my job, and my last job was my last job with Optimus, and that's years ago. And what was your first question? First, you wanted me to say something?
Until all are one.
Yes.
Everyone start repeating it after you're done.
And remember, until all are one. Peace is the right for all sentient beings. Yes, we are. We are all one. Sir. Come.
Actually, on the previous question about Rodimus Prime, what did you feel about that, his character?
I don't have any feelings one way or the other. Does that help? I really don't. I mean, it's another character. It's not mine. It's not mine, and I don't know. I don't know what the general consensus is either. So, we were two different guys. So, does that help? I don't know if that helps, but I'm trying to be honest with you. I have no criticism. I have nothing wrong to say or bad to say. I'm not trying to be indifferent sounding. I really don't know. I don't. I'm stuck on my own thing. I hate those questions. It's not fair. It's not rotten. Yeah.
Have you seen the episode of Family Guy where Optimus Prime shows? You were. Huh?
I'm sorry. Would you?
Have you seen the episode of Family Guy where Optimus Prime shows up?
No.
Now, Dan Galveston said he's bigger than you.
That's not hard. Yes.